Good morning, Bitcoiners. How are you? Welcome to Bitcoin for Me and More, the channel where we're going to talk about Bitcoin, crypto assets, technology, and the future. Bitcoin for Me and More is also a book available at Amazon. And if you retweet this video, comment, subscribe, or any of those things, I could send you a copy if you want. This is not financial advice. This is education and entertainment. Okay, the market is still a little bit choppy today. The price is between 36, 37, going to 38. But I think it's gonna for today. There's some options expiring every Friday. Some options are expiring, so that means that there's a pressure in the market to keep the price below 37, 38. So they want to liquidate all the options that were bullish at those prices, right? Anybody who was betting that the price will be over 38,000 will be liquidated, and that happens every Friday. So Fridays are usually bearish, and tomorrow probably will go up slightly to 38, 39, something like that. That's my guess. And then the rest of the market is still flat. Luna is down 12%, surprising, and the rest is nothing much happening. Polygon is going up 4%. So we're still in extreme fear. Good time to buy now, especially now that it's at the end of the month. We are getting paid. 24 is better than yesterday, so slightly less fear. Okay, I have a couple of bad news today. One of them is the SEC denies a Fidelity Bitcoin spot ETF. So they are saying no to another spot ETF. That's not good news. But eventually they'll have to say yes. There's no other way, because if not, the money is gonna move like they're doing at the moment. The money is escaping to Canada, because in Canada they already have one or two spot ETFs. So there you go. Another thing is Bitcoin analysts fear that the price of Bitcoin could dip because the funding raised, because there's uncertainty about the raise. I mean, after the announcement of Powell, they didn't raise the interest rate, but they said that in March they might raise the interest. So that creates uncertainty in the market, and that's the stock market and Bitcoin price that doesn't like uncertainty. So it wouldn't be surprising to see a dip. There you go. But in the good news, we have that a member of the parliament in Brussels is going to take his salary in Bitcoin, and that's excellent news, because that's sending a signal to all the other politicians and to the European Central Bank and all that Bitcoin is here to stay, and people want to be paid in Bitcoin. People want to save money in Bitcoin. So this is very good for Europe. In Nigeria, the lawmakers are trying to regulate crypto because there is a lot of Ponzi operators. This is normal. I mean, every time there's a new industry developing, unfortunately there's scammers there. So be very careful with scammers. Just buy you Bitcoin. Don't buy any very low cap new coin or new token. Don't buy that, because usually those are scams. Stay with the top 20 and buy in reputable exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, and then the rest you should be fine. And then, but remember that Nigeria is one of the biggest countries in Bitcoin adoption. So this is good news after all. If they regulate the market, it will be even safer for the users. Another thing, good news. Google Cloud is hiring a legion of blockchain experts to expand the business. So there you go. Google is slowly getting more and more interested in the blockchain ecosystem. And another American bank, this time is Five Star Bank, is offering Bitcoin and trading services. Excellent. And also Hong Kong is an investment fund in Hong Kong, Husky, has raised 360 million for a blockchain fund. This is good news. And remember that Hong Kong is in China, and in China is supposed to be banned. Not really. Okay, and more things. And because of the comments, people are withdrawing Bitcoin from the exchanges. And this is what you should do. You should never leave Bitcoin in the exchanges. Just take it out of the exchanges, put it in your cold wallet, keep it in custody, and then you'll be more secure. But this is quite a lot of money. 670 million leave the exchanges in a few days. And that means that there is less liquidity at the exchanges, and this could spike the price eventually. Now, people got scared yesterday because there was an announcement from Biden saying that they are going to regulate Bitcoin because it's a matter of national interest, or national security even. National security. Okay, let's try to read between lines here. First, Biden is talking about Bitcoin. This is good news for Bitcoin. I don't care if he if he says that he's going to ban it or not. The president of the United States is talking about Bitcoin. This is already acknowledging that Bitcoin is important, Bitcoin is powerful, Bitcoin is here to stay, and is a powerful enemy. First thing. Second, they might try to regulate Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. That should be good for the market. Regulation is good. Regulation is good because it allows institutional investors to get in and buy more. Third point that I can see here. If they try to ban anything, it won't be Bitcoin, because it's not possible to ban a decentralized network like Bitcoin. They won't go after Bitcoin, they won't go after Ethereum. But the others might be in danger. I don't think most of them will be, but might be. You see, the SEC, the Exchange and the Securities and Exchange Commission, have a big problem with anything that is deemed as a security, right? Like anything that looks like or sounds similar to a stock shares. For example, if they regard Solana or Binance or Cardano or Ripple, in fact, Ripple is in trouble for that. They are fighting in court about that. If they regard any of these coins as a security, they won't be able to sell it in Coinbase. They won't be able to sell it at exchanges. They will have to go through a different process and be sold like any Wall Street or Nasdaq stock, and that would be really bad for the project. But that's never going to happen with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is decentralized, and Gary Gensler, he's already said that Bitcoin is not a security and Ethereum is not a security. So with these two, you're fine, and because most of your money should be in Bitcoin, you should be fine. If you have most of your money in Solana and Ripple, maybe you should worry about it. So there you go. Biden is scared about Bitcoin. I think this is good news. Okay, this is just a reminder of you think the dollar is very powerful, and the dollar is backed by the government, it's backed by gold, it's backed by something, right? But it's not. The dollar a few decades ago in the bills, it says this is redeemable, this is payable in gold to the bearer. But that was decades ago. Then they deleted the gold part in 1971, and then it says we'll pay to the bearer $10. But what does it mean? They pay you $10, and then it just says $10. So there They don't want any responsibility. They don't want to say, oh no, this is backed by something. No, this is not backed by anything. It's just a piece of paper. If you trust in the paper, it's fine, but we don't back anything like that. So there you go. Fiat money is trash. But here you go. Very good news from Texas. Texas, they are running an election soon, and the two big candidates are fighting over Bitcoin. They want to be the Bitcoin candidate. They want to support Bitcoin. They want to get votes talking about new measures in favor of Bitcoin. And this guy, Don Happiness, will make Bitcoin legal tender in Texas. This is huge. This is huge because this will force all the other states to do the same. And in the end, what Washington says doesn't matter, because if every single state like Miami, Wyoming, Texas, New York, Bitcoin is legal tender, the dollar is gone forever. So there you go. That's really good news from Texas. And this is an explanation. Yesterday I told you that Bitcoin, according to Cathy Wood and ARK Invest, could get to $200 to $1 million per Bitcoin in 2030. And this might sound like an exaggeration, like wishful thinking or something like that, but here is the explanation of how it might get there. Bitcoin got to 1.1 trillion in 2021. Now it's below that. And to get to a million coin in 2030, we will need a market cap of 28.5 trillions. How do you get there? Well, this is the explanation. First, digital gold. If digital gold, I mean, Bitcoin is digital gold, right? If gold, the money that is now in gold, 50% of that money transfer to Bitcoin, which is happening. It's happening as we. That's why the price of gold is going down and the price of Bitcoin is going up. If 50% of that money goes into Bitcoin, then that would mean 5.5 trillions. If the corporate treasury, only 5% of the cash that they have in the S&P 500 companies goes to Bitcoin, that's 4.2 trillion to the market cap of Bitcoin. If the institutional investment 55% goes to Bitcoin, then you go 4.1 trillion, and then assets all over the world that don't want to be confiscated by governments, if 5% of them look for a safe haven in Bitcoin, that's 4 trillions, and the national state treasuries could invest 1% of their reserves in Bitcoin, that's 3.8. Then for the economic settlement network, which the money that banks are transferring to each other, borrowing and lending, if 25% of that goes to Bitcoin, which is quite likely, to be honest, because they are saving a lot of money in cost, that would be 3.8 trillion. And the emerging market clearly is trying to get rid of their own currencies and trying to embrace Bitcoin. If 10% of that money goes to Bitcoin, that's 2.8 trillion. If the remittances network, as we told you many times, let's keep in mind, for example, that El Salvador used to send all the money that people working in the US were sending the amount of money. They were sending a lot of money every week into El Salvador in dollars using Western Union, but Western Union charges 20%. Now they are sending it in Bitcoin through the Lightning Network, and they are saving that 20%. They are saving 400 million a year, and this 400 million is going directly to these families. So this is really good news, and the GDP of El Salvador has increased just because the money they are saving in commissions. If 50% of the global remittances goes to Bitcoin, which is very likely, very likely, that would be another 0.3% trillion. I think any of these estimates are very conservative. This is not crazy thinking. We still got 9 years, and the remittances network, for example, could go much higher than 50% into Bitcoin. It could be something like 80 or 90%, because the moment they realize they are saving a lot of money, these people will use mostly Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. And also, what can I say? National State Treasury, 1% only? No, I think it's going to be 10% at least. Institutional investment, 2.55%, probably more, probably between 5 and 10%. Corporate treasury, I would say between 10 and 20%. So it's much likely to go even higher than Cathy Wood reckons. And instead of going to 28 trillion, it could go to 50 trillion or 100 trillion. So, but even if it's only these figures, we will get to 1.36 million per Bitcoin in 2030, and I think this is quite likely to happen actually, and I believe my money is on there, that. So forget the volatility. Bitcoin is here to stay because Bitcoin is going through the roof. Bitcoin is going to the moon, and this is no wishful thinking. Okay, let me show you this video. It's quite funny. It's a meme, of course. This is fiat countries looking at what El Salvador is doing, and the IMF is here. You don't see the IMF, but it's here. This is what happens. Salvador is coming. It's a beautiful girl, and they're looking. Oh, they got smacked in the face by the IMF. I don't know why, but I find this very funny. So there you go, and this is all I got for today. Remember to press all the buttons down there, comment, say something, say hello, and tell all your friends that this video is here. And this is a great opportunity. This is the biggest asymmetric bet, the biggest asymmetric bet in financial history. Don't miss out. Don't lose it. Don't miss the train. Okay. Thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow.